I do have an under that I'm going to talk about next. We find it in Denver and Dallas, where the total is 49.5, and I am going to go under that number, KC, and here are the reasons why. Dallas, getting Dak Prescott back, still not 100%. I think we know that. We can say that pretty confidently that he is not quite all the way back to whatever full health is going to look like for him for the remainder of the season. They're 10-point favorites in this game. Could very easily see a mindset in Dallas where they say, we're big favorites. They're not talking about it like that, but they know it. They know it. We're the better team, comfortably the better team. We're playing at home. Our superstar quarterback, who is the reason why we are Super Bowl contenders, is still not quite back to where we would like him to be health-wise. Let's not ask too much of him. Let's not ask too much of the offense. Let's control this game with a defense that is much better than a lot of people thought it was going to be coming into the season. This is a team that is comfortably inside the top 10 in defensive EPA, according to True Media, both total EPA and EPA per play. And let's win it like that. Then you throw in the fact that CeeDee Lamb twisted his ankle in practice on Wednesday, didn't practice on Thursday. At best, he's going to be listed as questionable going into this game. Amari Cooper hasn't been fully healthy since the summer. Michael Gallup, unlikely to return for this game. So Dallas now is suddenly dealing with a lot of injuries on their side of the ball, still 10-point favorites. We throw it over to Denver. This is a team that wants to slow games down. This is a team that wants to win with giving 25 combined touches to Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams. That's just the style they want to play, and that holds true even with Jerry Jeudy back. And we saw Jerry Jeudy back last week. I think he'll be basically himself again this week. So they do have more verticality in the offense than they've had for the bulk of the season now that both Sutton and Jerry Jeudy are healthy. But it's still a team that is going to commit to getting 25 touches to those two backs. There's just no question about that. Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams, that's where this team lives on offense, and then they let Teddy Bridgewater make the plays where they are available to him. So you have a Denver team that by structure and by just mentality wants to play a slower, low-scoring game. You have a Dallas team that probably needs to play that way more than we ever really see from them because of the injuries they have on offense, and feels likely that they can win a game that is played more in the low 20s rather than the high 20s. And so 49.5 feels to me like a total that assumes full health for Dallas and then Denver trying to chase. And I just don't think that's the style of game we're going to see this weekend between these teams. So I don't think this is going to be a 17-13 slugfest. I don't think this is going to be something like we might see on Monday night between the Bears and the Steelers. But I do think this is a game that's more like 23-13 Cowboys rather than 33-23 Cowboys, assuming that 10-point line.
Yeah, and if you're Denver, you're certainly not going to want to try and throw at Trevon Diggs. Dallas had 2 or more turnovers in every game for the entire season till last week. I think I could see this game playing a lot like the Minnesota game did too, because you don't want to be testing Diggs. Diggs can be tested in coverage. He's not very good yards per target wise, but he makes so many picks. You don't want Teddy Bridgewater making that throw. Brown on the other side is a pretty solid cornerback, and the Cowboys rush defense has been solid this year. They're not a great rush defense, but there was times recently when that was a team that you would run the ball against a lot, and you say, okay, we can make a living doing that. It's going to be tough for Denver to make a living doing that. So I see this playing out very much like the Minnesota-Dallas game did last week, which would have been under this total.